Hello. Thank you for tuning into my YouTube channel, Truth Be Told. So today we're talking about some other things that really concern me and really, be honest with you, pisses me off. It's when I go to my doctor's office for visits. What kills me is how prior to you going on your appointment, they're constantly sending you text messages to be there 15 minutes early. They tell you, make sure you're on time. Then they even go to the point of actually sending you the forms, the patient forms are sent out prior to you actually going. Then you show up 15 minutes early anyway. Get there, and then what do they say? You don't really have to fill out the paperwork. You already did it. Okay, so you told me to be here 15 minutes early, and I really didn't have to be there 15 minutes early. But I take it with a grain of salt and try to sit there and understand and be patient, because at our age, you have to be patient because that's all we have left. But what gets me, they call you back 40 minutes later, if not an hour later. However, if I had have showed up 15 minutes late for my appointment, they would have just turned around and turned me away and told me to reschedule. However, I'm on time, ready to see this doctor, get this visit over with, and then I'm being told I got to go back to a room. You know how they take your blood pressure, weigh you. Another thing that pees me off, they weigh you with your clothes on, which gives me 5 to 10 pounds, most of the time more, but they don't make note of that on my chart. They write down what's actually there. But then you get back to the room, and then I'm waiting again for another 30, 40 minutes. So when I looked at my time, I realized I had been waiting to see this doctor for an hour, hour and a half. And it's just not with one doctor. I'm finding that with all my doctors. As if they are overbooking, have no concern for my time. Matter of fact, my time is not of value. As if you need to wait for this doctor because you need to wait for this doctor because you have no other options, I guess. And we don't. But I also realize I have a doctor that doesn't value my time, but wants me to always value his time. Like, I don't mean shit to him. But filing that claim and getting that money and getting my copay, that's all that it's about. I went to this one doctor just recently. I waited over 2 hours just to see him. 2 hours. Mind you, I went out there and told the staff, if he doesn't hurry up, I'm leaving. We had to schedule this again. He finally comes in the room, making all these excuses. But what pissed me off is to find out that he was on a conference call. So therefore, you're on a conference call with some people, and you didn't have the nerves, or you couldn't have taken consideration that you had a whole waiting room full of patients waiting for you because now you're 2 hours behind your schedule. It's bad enough that they overbook. It's bad enough that they book too many clients for the same hour, and you can't see all of us. And he looked at me as if I should be appreciative of him showing up. I had to, and this is the first time, actually tell a doctor, I did not appreciate you not appreciating me being there as a patient. Because what you still have to realize, your patients are your monetary money that goes in your pocket every time you get paid for your services. But don't make it seem like we don't have a life. Don't make it seem like we might not have to been back to work. Don't make it seem like I had another appointment or something else to do. But they don't care. And it ends up that I find that it's happening more and more and more with all the doctors. So I started doing a study on it. I started trying to see what was better for me, so that I don't freak out. Because I hate for that alter ego to kick in of mine. And then I'd probably be reading him the riot act with 15, 16 letter words because I'm pissed off that you turned around and you scheduled me for 10 and now it's 12 o'clock. But I find one thing with these doctors' offices that are very interesting. It seems like closer to lunchtime, they're hurrying to get patients out because they're hungry. So now what I'm doing is when I book my appointments, I'm booking them just the last patient before lunch. And I tend to see that my wait time is much less. Instead of 2 hours, I might be down to 40 minutes, but it's still much better than what it has been. Or I book it right after they're coming back from lunch so I can be the first patient before they have all their backlog that comes in. Also, towards the end of the time when they're getting ready to close their clinic or their office, then they tend to hurry you up as well. But it just kind of irks me that they feel like we should wait for them regardless, and as if I just don't matter. And I've gotten to a point at my age now, I think I totally matter. And don't mind saying that to whoever, I totally matter. So I would appreciate if you could send me a text message all the time prior to my appointment telling me to be on time. If you could tell me to be there 15 minutes early, if you could do all of those things, then you could have your doctors on schedule as well and appreciate us as patients that we're coming to see you and putting money with our claims in your whole office, because all of your patients is what makes your office and whether or not it's successful or not successful. So it would just be nice if you take us in consideration as well and realize just because I'm up in age doesn't mean that I don't have something else to do. Just because I'm up in age doesn't mean I need to not question you. But I do question you, and I do appreciate when you turn around and you appreciate me for a human being, not what's your name, what's your date of birth, what's your address, because I feel like I'm a number at that point. So it's not, I'm not saying I can't live without my providers. I just feel that when I take my time off to come see you, you can make sure your office is running smoothly, that you can see me within a reasonable period of time. Let's just be real. Truth be told, I do matter. My time is just as valuable as yours.